Okay, I said I wanted to use this channel for rants occasionally, so let's try one of those now. This is a rant. It is not a carefully, well-considered, well-managed script. I haven't thought through the implications of every word that's going to be coming out of my mouth, and I'm not interested in being fair, balanced, or nuanced. I want to get some shit off my chest. And kindly keep that in mind as you listen. I want to throttle a motherfucker. Like, I want to stick my hands through the internet and close them around their soft, supple neck, and I want to squeeze until all of the stupid is, like, just has burst out of their ears and mouth and left their fucking bodies because, oh my fucking god. Okay, so they're like, everyone gets shitty fucking comments on the internet. It's the ground state of being, but some of them are mechanically simple to deal with, right? Not emotionally necessarily, but mechanically they're simple to deal with. That's the obvious bigotry. They hate comments, like the fat phobia, transphobia, racism, is that, like, because that shit, you know what to do about that. Get rid of it. Delete it. Just fucking get rid of it. Grab their keywords, build up a filter list so you can filter out, like, these comments before they even hit your comment section. Block anyone who posts that shit. Just get rid of them. Never let it be seen. Emotionally difficult to handle, like, especially if you're a marginalized person, you get so much of that shit, it's emotionally devastating to handle, but mechanically speaking, simple enough. Just throw it in the fucking trash. The ones that are mechanically more difficult to deal with are the anti-intellectual motherfuckers. Like, because there isn't really a set of keywords you can really filter out for those people, and, like, sometimes when they come to you, like, people who have sort of anti-intellectual, like, leanings or impulses, like, they're not coming to you in bad faith, they're not coming to you to be an asshole, they're not coming to you to be mean or cruel or whatever, and it's like there's value in engaging with them and talking to them, and like it's like, because that's how you help them expand their world and think about the world more complexly, is by showing them that there are more complex ways to see things, right? So it's not, you can't just fucking ban them, you can't just fucking get rid of all of them, but there's one kind of them, there's one particular kind of them that I just want to fucking ban. Like, sometimes when I'm in a bad mood and I'm trying to moderate my comments, I do just end up fucking banning them on sight because I can't fucking stand it, and that's the motherfuckers who have picked up a very, very, very important critical tool, and instead of using it to carve away at themselves and their own understanding of the world, instead of using it to shape their comprehension and understanding, they try to use it to simply bash away the concept of criticism itself as a whole, right? And that's the motherfuckers who come into my comments like, why do you always present your opinions like they're facts? Why do you word your opinion? Why are you talking as though you're right about everything? Good motherfucker. Why the fuck would I talk any other way? Why the fuck would I talk any other way? Why would I? Like, why do you present your opinions? It's because I believe in them. That's why I present my opinions, air quotes, as though they're fact. It's because I believe in them. These are things I fucking believe. Right? Like, I don't fucking pull this shit out of a textbook. I don't look up in Wikipedia what the correct opinion about a given thing is and then just, like, read that out loud to you. I'm not James fucking Somerton. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, why do you present your opinions? Because I believe in them. Because when I come up with a critical assessment and an understanding and I tell you my experience of a piece of art, I believe in that shit. I am earnestly trying to tell you what I believe and why. And it is not my fucking job to be your kindergarten teacher, picking you up and swaddling you in a soft cloth and coddling you and holding you to my fucking tits so you can suck milk from them while telling you, oh, but don't worry, sweetie, every opinion is valid and everyone has their own unique perspective. That's your fucking job to have learned that. It's your job to understand that. That's like, I come from academia, right? Like, I spent fucking, like, too many years at university. Like, honestly, too many years. I think it's fucked up my brain in some pretty irreversible ways. But in academia, one of the wonderful things is that everyone learns very early on, and should have learned long before they enter academia, but everyone knows that there is no such thing as an objective assessment of art, right? Like, there's no such thing as, like, an objectively correct opinion about artwork or, like, anything in the humanities, really. Like, the scientists can do their own fucking thing over there, I don't care. But in the humanities, there's no such thing as an objectively correct opinion. And in academia, everyone knows that. Everyone understands that. Everyone has that critical tool in their toolbox, that there is no such thing as an objective opinion, which is why you are free to present your opinions as strongly as possible with the strongest arguments that you can possibly find for them. And other people's job, it is your fucking reader's job to bring the critical tool to the discussion that this is not an objectively correct opinion, this is a subjectively held viewpoint. What are the arguments that the person is using? What are the tools they're using to express their viewpoint? What is their style of rhetoric? Where is it coming from? How does it relate to their biography and their experience, and how can we integrate this with or counter this with our own experiences, our own arguments, our own perspectives, our own theoretical ways of seeing, right? Like, everyone understands that, and oh my god, I fucking miss it, because on the internet.com, there will always be, every single fucking time, I get so many of these fucking comments, there will always be those little motherfuckers who take that really important core critical tool of understanding that there is no such thing as an objective opinion about art, that all art is necessarily, ultimately, and irreversibly subjective, that all of the humanities are this way too. And instead of using that as a critical tool to develop their own thinking, they simply turn it around and use it like a fucking bashing hammer on anyone who dares to express an opinion earnestly and with intent and with argumentation, right? And it's an unkind thing to think, but I think like 99% of the time, like, it's just a reflexive reaction from people who don't know how to formulate an argument, who are so fucking insecure and who are so incapable of like comprehending their own critical perspective, that when they are confronted with a closely held opinion that's backed up by argumentation, instead of actually engaging with any of that, they just go, well, you said your opinions too strongly, and like they're and that means you're wrong, right? Like, that's the only thing they fucking understand about what this tool is for and what it does, is this is a means to just not engage with things, right? Like, this person presented their opinion as though it was fact, and therefore they have violated the principle that there is no objective opinion about art, and therefore whatever they said, I don't know what they said because I didn't engage with it, but whatever the thing was that they said, that's wrong now, and they are wrong, and their opinions, you don't have to listen to them or think about them because they didn't observe the... Like, it's that an attempt to fucking get you on a technicality, right? Like, it's, well, technically, in the rules it says that you're not allowed to present your opinion as though it's fact, and therefore I win. Like, it is. And one of the reasons it pisses me off, like, one of the reasons this is one of the ones that gets my fucking goat, is that, no, I fucking don't, by the way. Like, yes, I present my opinions strongly and with conviction, and I try to back them up with argumentation. Whether or not I'm always successful at that, that is your job to assess as a person. Like, and I'm perfectly willing to accept criticism of the arguments that I make, and like the style of argumentation, and like the critical perspective that I have. That's all fine and valid to criticize, because that shows me that you're engaging with me, that you're actually taking the time to think about what I fucking said, understand the arguments that I'm making, and then formulate counter arguments that often I disagree with, but I always fucking respect. I forgot where I was going with this. ADHD rants, they tend to be like that. But I in my scripts, I am actually very fucking careful, and it annoys me about my script writing. It pisses me off about my script writing that I do this, but I have this urge, this constant urge, which these people have inculcated in me, to put disclaimers and caveats in, right? To put little reminders, to plant little seeds everywhere, and like do caveats and like make apologies in my writing about, obviously there are other ways to see things. Obviously, my single subjective opinion is not the eternally correct one. Here's another way in which you can see it. I don't believe it's true, but here's another way that you could see it if you wanted to. Here are the pros, here are the cons. I'm trying to be fair and balanced, right? This is something I go out of my fucking way to do in my script writing. Like, I genuinely try so fucking hard never to present, like in my writing, to present things as though there is only one valid way to see them. I try to engage with other points of view all the fucking time, and I think it weakens my writing a lot of the time. I think it makes a lot of my scripts weaker because it adds all of these fucking paragraphs and interludes and like all this fucking padding, frankly, that doesn't really do anything to advance the points I'm trying to make. It just sort of sits there as this baggage that's being foisted onto it by other people's need to constantly be validated and told that, no, your opinion is every bit as valid as every other opinion in the world. Because, yeah, it is. Like there's nothing about my knowledge, my takes, my hot takes, wherever, that's intrinsically more valid, intrinsically more correct than anyone else's. But you know what my arguments fucking often have? Better argumentation and more argumentation, much more solid argumentation than other people. Not therefore to say that that makes them the most correct, but like, at least to say that, like, if you're gonna argue with me, like, if you're gonna fucking say, oh, this opinion is wrong, you should have something. You should have some kind of fucking argument. You should have some kind of fucking perspective, rather than just opening up the rule book and being like, well, page 236 says you're not allowed to present your opinion as though as fact because that's very rude. No, fuck you, actually. You know what's rude? You know what's rude? Coming onto someone's fucking video, someone's video essay or review or whatever, and pulling out your little nerd-ass rule book and trying to dismiss the whole thing because you're unhappy that your fucking ego wasn't coddled for 2 seconds. Go fuck yourself. Like, fuck off. Fuck off with that. I want to reach through the internet. I want to grab you by whatever genitals you have and toss you into a waste paper basket. Like, I want to give you a swirly. I want to stuff you in a fucking locker. Like, because fuck off with that. I will accept any amount of critical pushback if it's reasoned. Right? It doesn't even have to be super well reasoned. It just has to be reasoned. I just have to be able to see some kind of thought process where people have engaged with the thing and said, nope, I disagree with it. I don't think that's true. And here is why. Any day of the week, I'll take a billion of those comments, even if the argumentation that they push back with is bad and inane, or even if the conclusions that they come to are bad and I disagree with them deeply, like the fucking Yasuo is a pacifist in the latest League of Legends cinematic. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I'll take that happily. A million of those before I try to engage in good faith with even one of these little, you present your opinions as though they're fact. I believe what I say. I believe it. I believe the things I say. I don't just say shit for clicks and views. I don't just absorb whatever is the most commonly held popular opinion and then vomit it up onto the page to validate the opinions of the lowest common denominator. Like, that's not what the fuck I do, and that's not what you should want me to do. You shouldn't even want me to do that. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, why are you watching a video essay? Why are you watching a review of anything? Why do you even want that? Just fucking don't ever order a meal. Just read a list of ingredients. Like, don't read a book. Just like find a total list of all of the words that are in the book and look at all the list of words that are in the book in whatever fucking order. There you go. Same fucking experience. Like, fuck off. Like, just fuck off. That's my point. That's what this rant is about. Those people specifically, take that specific brand of anti-intellectualism, shove it up your ass along with a fucking air pump, blow up your head like a balloon, and float away to hell.